Hello, happy Sunday, and welcome to my kitchen. I'm Philly, and today it's all about arancini, arancine, arancina. However you say it, I think we're all talking about the same food, and it is a Sicilian street food that is popular, obviously, over in Italy, but also very popular here in the States at many Italian restaurants. And this is a food that I have not ever made before. So I'm super excited to be making it here with you for the first time today. It was a request, and keep that in mind that I always enjoy requests from my viewers. And this was a request from DJ Puck, who's on Twitter, and he requested arancini. And he knew I loved my air fryer, so he was curious to see me do in the air fryer. So we are going to try to show you a yummy food that can be made quick. Well, it's not super quick. We'll get to that. But can be made more easily and with and more health without frying it. So, so fingers crossed that this works. But you will see the real life, real time experience of making some arancini. So today I'm going to be making it two different ways. I feel oftentimes when I explore different foods that I have not made before, I like to go to the roots of the food. I like to do a lot of research and finding out whatever I can about the origins. And so I felt like it was really important to pay homage to the Sicilian roots of the arancine. I think there'd be more arancina or arancine, not cini like we say here in the States. But yes, so I'm really excited to have one of the versions. While it's not being fried, it is a more traditional version. And then I'm going to do my spin on it because that's always fun, right? So welcome to the stream. Hi, Barb. How are you? Welcome to the stream. Have you had many arancini? And what are your favorite fillings? Because one of the things I found out in doing my research is that even on the streets of Sicily, you will find prolific amounts of arancine, and they will be filled with all different things, from the very traditional to lots of different versions, which I thought was very cool, and even some vegetarian options. So what I have done to prepare so that we weren't here for hours is I prepared my risotto already, and you can, if you do a search on my channel for risotto, in fact, you know what? I didn't leave a link for that. So a lot of information is below, as well as many of the different creators and research I did. Some of the videos that really stuck out to me, I left clips below. I left the links below. But I have made risotto before many times, and so I just used the recipe I use when I make risotto. I made a basic risotto. I personally didn't want the chunks of onion in mine, and so I took a shallot and I actually used my microplane to get it almost like it was almost a paste, so that it would just kind of dissolve but still give the flavor. So that's one of the things I did. I made it earlier, I cooled it, I spread it out like this, and I refrigerated it. And if you can see, one of the things that they do in Sicily is they add, well, it depends because it is expensive. They add saffron to give that yellow color, but saffron is I think the most expensive. You know, from the food plane, he was talking about this. DS is the most expensive food-related, you know, happens to be, it's not even a spice, it's actually a little stamen that you can get. So there'd be many households here and in Italy that wouldn't be able to afford saffron. So I noticed in the videos there were a couple of hacks that some households did. This one Nonna, she actually, after she made the risotto, she actually kind of mixed in a beaten egg in it. And so, and especially if she got farm fresh eggs with those really yellow yolks, that would help color it to give it a little bit of a hue. So mine, I did have some saffron from when I bought it for paella, which, by the way, I'll link that below too later in case you're interested in my paella video. That was another viewer request, by the way. And so I made this ahead of time. So mine is simple, very simple. Hi, Edith, how are you? It's good. Thank you for joining the stream. So mine is really simple. I started with a mixture of butter and olive oil. I added the paste of the shallot and just kind of sauteed that a little bit, added my arborio rice, and then got them toasted, added a little white wine, let that reduce, and then I added chicken broth, low sodium chicken broth. until it came to be the consistency that I'd want it for risotto. And meanwhile, I added a little bit of the chicken broth to a pinch of the saffron, and so that it could kind of bloom in that, and then added that to the risotto, stirred until creamy, and then I add some Parmigiano Reggiano to it at the end and let it cool. So this is ready to go, and this will be used for both of our arancini that we're making today. And then traditionally for the Sicilian arancini, they have a very, you can see this is not very saucy. I made this is just a meat ragu. I took a shortcut, which, you know, I hope my viewers do enjoy. I mean, obviously, if you want to get the absolute homemade meat ragu that you would put in, you can certainly do that. But I have, and here in the States, we have a very delicious, and I know Barbara uses this, a very delicious tomato sauce, Rao's, and this is their tomato basil, which is my personal favorite. And fun fact, for any of you that did not see my Rao's meatball stream, which is the meatballs we make in our family, that was the first real exciting tomato sauce I made on my own too, because years ago when I used to clip recipes from a newspaper, yep, I'm clipping recipes from a newspaper old, and there was I think it was in the Philadelphia Inquirer, and there was a recipe from Rao's, and it was an article about their famous meatballs and spaghetti meatballs, and it had their recipe for their meatballs as well as the recipe for their tomato sauce. So the tomato basil. So I have made that until we saw it in the store, and then I'm just going to be honest with you, the store-bought is really almost as good as when you make it homemade. So oftentimes, just for ease, busy lives, I'll just get the store-bought. So today what I did was I sauteed, you could just do beef, I sauteed, you know, when you can get it in a mixture, the beef, veal, and pork. I sauteed that up with a little bit of garlic, and I added just enough of the sauce to kind of make a super thick ragu. So it's flavored it, but you don't want it super saucy because that'll just have more of a chance to ooze out. And I let this cool also. And at the end, I added peas. Peas are very well known in the traditional Sicilian arancini, so that is what I added. So again, this is going very traditional for our first arancini that we're making. So eat it. Have you made or eaten arancini, and what are your favorites? And Archie's in the house, just arrived. We were just talking about the Sicilian roots of arancini, Arch. And I've been asking everyone if they like arancina, if they've had it, what are their favorite fillings, because in Sicily, it's a very common street food, and there's all different fillings you can make, but I'm gonna kind of stay traditional with my first one. And Barb says, yes, I have jars and jars of Rao's. I know, and you and I are both, fingers crossed that nothing changes since Campbell's bought Rao's. So Campbell's, if you're listening, don't touch Rao's. Rao's is amazing. And so many of us that are foodies rely on it for an easy store-bought marinara. And let's see here. Hi, Paul, how are you? It's so good to have, I'm so glad to have a stream that you can join. Good to have you on. Yes, all the wonderful girlies are on, Mr. Arch. And you got confused on the day. Wait, okay, I got confused on the day. I live on Stillwater. And I hear in Sicily, they kill for arancini. I don't know about that, but I'll tell you, one of the videos that I put below was someone going around in Sicily and getting some, and they looked so fabulous. So let's kind of talk about arancini. So I'm gonna put these over here for right now, and I'm gonna start just by warming up some of this marinara to have at the end. And we'll kind of talk about that in a second. So let me get this going on a low heat. I'm just gonna get some of this warmed up. There we go. Get this back in the fridge. And of course, you can certainly make your own homemade marinara for this, your own homemade sauce for certain. But I was just looking, we took a long walk today. You know, I didn't want to be, if I'm being honest, as much as I love cooking, didn't want to be cooking all day. So this was smart for me because I know that it's a good sauce. So a little bit more about them. First of all, I know the ones that we see here in the States are often round. And actually, arancini means little oranges, and they're supposed to be about the size of little oranges. That's kind of what you're going for. But in other parts of, or not in other parts, but in Sicily, you'll also see them formed almost conical in shape. And it's to, I believe the one person on the video I watched said it was to kind of replicate or stand for Mount Etna, and then the oozing tomatoey filling is supposed to be, you know, the eruption of the volcano. So I thought that was kind of interesting. But the ones today I'm making will be round. And that is honestly the part I'm most nervous about is, A, can I shape them and get them to stick together? I have watched, as Hubs can attest, I watched a lot of videos the other day just looking at techniques of all different people and kind of seeing what works. And so one thing that's good to have nearby is some water, because you'll be wetting your hands in that to help keep it from sticking to your hands. But yes, so it'll be a little interesting. So I'm going to get started while we're chit-chatting right now making my traditional ones. So let me wash my hands really well. Let me see what I'm missing in the chat. Let's see here. So let's see. Edith said, I only had it once. It was with ham and cheese. Wasn't too crazy about the ham in it. Never made it at home though. Yeah, I mean, I love a ham and cheese sandwich. I made some wraps for us yesterday, but I don't know if I want it in my rice ball, to be honest. And then who is Crazy Archie? Oh, and DS, hello DS, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Please say hi to Ruby for me. And yes, so we're all saying hello. So we are going to get started. I'm going to get a plate for us to put it on. I'm going to put a little bit of parchment on it so it doesn't stick for when we put it in the air fryer. I'm not going to get the air fryer warmed up yet, because one of the things on one of the videos was they were talking about trying to give the balls a little bit of time to rest. And so that is what my intention is going to be. Obviously, for the live stream, it's not going to be resting as long as they had recommended. I think they'd recommended like 1 or 2 hours. But I'm going to at least be able to give it hopefully a little bit of time. And the first thing I need to do is I need to get my cheese ready. So I will say in the arancini that I saw, some of them had this mixture of the meat sauce with the peas without cheese, and some had it with. So we're team cheese here, so we're going to put cheese in there. And because of that, we are going to be using mozzarella cheese. I got the whole milk because, you know what, it is arancini rice ball, so I want this to go very yummy. I'm just going to put one of my ingredients for my own away because I want to stay chilled, and I'm going to get a knife and a cutting board and get this cut. So I've thought a lot about the cheese, if that is any surprise. And one of the things I was thinking about when I do get this cut up is what kind of size, because, you know, think about how cheese melts. If you cut a really big chunk, it'll take a little longer for that chunk to get all melty inside. And so there's 2 things that I'm just going to let you know, 2 things that stress me out a little bit about this. The first one is making sure the balls stick together. The second one is, will the cheese get melty? Because I really want that cheese pull. I mean, whenever we have stuff cheesy, part of the joy is the cheesiness of it, right? So I really want to make sure that it gets warm enough that we get some cheese pull. So that is my hope. So what I'm going to do first is get some of this mozzarella cheese out. Let me see what I'm missing. Oh, thank you, Po. That's very sweet. And where's the resident chef? He is watching football right now, so I know he will be into taste, but he is enjoying the football games here. There's a little piece of mozzarella I feel like I need to taste. Oh, it tastes good. That's good to know. So yes, but he will be joining us when he feels like coming over. So I'm going to make these kind of small because I'd rather put in a couple different chunks and then make sure that they can get melted, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to eyeball, because I was noticing different ones, they did it different sizes. I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. Oh, here he comes. You don't have your voice on, babe.
What are you making?
I'm making cat food.
Good.
What am I making? You've been with me all weekend, babe. We went to a really nice restaurant last night. We went to a place that is in New Jersey. Yep. It's called Cafe Aldo Lamberti. This is why he came over. Is anyone surprised?
Exactly.
He came over. I probably have way too much cheese here, but I'm just going to go with it. All right, so I've got my cheese cubed up, probably much more than we'll need, but we know who can work on this as a quick snack. And I'm kind of thinking of putting 2 in each of the cheese balls. I wanted to make them a little smaller. And you know what I was just realizing? I have made these before. I lied, actually. I didn't mean to lie. But remember when we were vacationing with friends in Kiawah Island, Lori and I had made risotto.
Yeah.
And I think I had because I had made risotto before. This was a long time ago.
What is that?
This was a long time ago. This was a long time ago, and Matt was in my belly. I was very pregnant. And so the one that you've seen on these streams, he was in my belly. And David was a very precocious toddler, our eldest. And so I made risotto, and we had all this risotto left over. Oh, I know. I made risotto, and then the other woman that was there who's done a cookbook, remember that cookbook?
Yeah.
She made tilapia, this absolutely phenomenal tilapia that I've never shared with everyone. I've got to share this with you in the spring, summer.
Do you remember the recipe?
It is, yeah, I still have the cookbook. It is perfect anytime, but it is absolutely fabulous in the spring, summertime. So I just had this awakening. Will you jot down on a Post-it that so I don't forget? Just put tilapia recipe, Kiawah.
Nope, you never forget.
Please.
I will.
Thank you. So anyways, so I was making the side dish, and we had all of this risotto left over, which kind of makes me laugh because in my house, I rarely have rice left over because it does not last long with me. And so the next day, we made little mini arancini. But we did not do any sauce, I don't think, and we just made we made the rice balls, and we just stuffed them with some cheese. They were super, super simple. So nothing wrong with that. But anyway, so yeah. So will you do me a favor also, sweetie, and just put this in a baggie for me? Thank you. So I did. I forgot all about that, and that was probably, well, let me think. Matt is 25. Whoopsie.
He's 24, but that was close.
He's only 24?
That was close.
He loves to tease me. So Matt's 24, so he was in my belly. So that was like 24 years.
That was like 30 years ago, right?
Shut up. That was over 24 years ago. That is crazy. So that was a long time ago, and I've not made them since. And I'm pretty sure we fried those because we did not have air fryers back then. So I've got my cheese mixture. Let me check on my chat. In fact, let me put this here so I have this handy. Let me see what I'm missing. Is he sober? Archie's asking you, are you sober, babe?
I am.
I can hear him swearing at the TV. Oh,
I am
Arch,
right now.
That does happen when he gets angry, for sure. Although, we love our Phils, and our Phils are going to the NCLS game. The series starts this week. But it's been very stressful. So we're kind of glad to just have some Eagles stress instead of the Phillies.
The Eagles aren't on right now. This is the Browns.
They come on at 4:15?
Correct.
Down there, yeah. So, and Post says, our tilapia is not nice here inland. Oh, I bought it last year and grilled it only, something's getting covered by a heart here. Pain me so much. I would rather give away food but couldn't get. Oh, that's a shame. So tilapia, I know can be a little. So so think about that. That was like 24 years ago, and tilapia was new on the scene. And I know there's a lot of kind of controversy is the right word. And actually, DS, that would be a great video for you to do about tilapia because there's places it can be over-farmed. So you want to make sure you're getting it from a good source, for sure. But what I like about tilapia is it's super mild. It's similar to flounder. It's just very easy to take a fish to take on a lot of dishes, and it just seems like it always stays moist. So back to our arancini. So we are going to be making. We're going to use half of this to make the first kind. So let me put my ingredients in a row and go like this.
Is that rice? Is that rice?
Yes. Risotto, filled risotto.
Risotto, right? That's what I meant.
So what we're going to do first is we're going to be making the initial arancini, And we're gonna put them on here, and then they're going to go in the fridge to chill a little bit more and dry out a little bit more. And then I will dredge it in some egg, and we'll talk about that whole thing because that was a whole learning experience because of what oftentimes is done because eggs are expensive, what they usually use. But since I'm a home cook and we're not making that many, I'm gonna use egg. And then put it in breadcrumbs, and then we'll get to cooking. So the first thing you do want to do is make your hands moist because, now I'm just not sure how many I'm going to get. I'm thinking I might just get, this is going to be interesting. I think I might just get 2. I think I might just get 2 of each because, okay. All right, so what we're trying to do is you're trying to put it in your palm. I'm so nervous. You need to give me a little airspace because I'm a little nervous right now. Hubs. He's like breathing down my neck. I'm like, no, step back.
It's fun to watch.
So I will say this risotto is feeling moist, and they were talking about this on one of the videos, which is why the drying out does help. So I'm just cupping it in my hand and making just like a little bit of a curve in there, and that's where we're going to put in the filling. So then I'm going to put in, obviously I made way too much filling, so we're going to need to have some pasta with this, or I'm just going to freeze it for some more arancine, and just put a tad more of that. I'm probably using too much filling, but we shall see. I'm going to put 2 things of cheese. I will tell you, when you watch them make it, they put quite a bit of filling in. It is kind of remarkable. We shall see. Hey, you have to get started and try it, right? And then I'm going to put that on top, and I'm going to start closing it. Get that cheese. That cheese is peeking out. He needs to go down. I'm going to start.
Too small.
And I'm just kind of squeezing. But as I squeeze, I feel that moisture. And they said you really want to really squish it. Like you want to make that firm.
It's like a snowball.
It is, and like a little orange though. But what's good is I don't see anything peeking out. I don't see, watch out, babe. I don't see the sauce peeking out. So look, see, there we have our first arancine. So I'm just a bit nervous, but that
held together really well.
That went pretty well. So pretty happy about that. So I'm gonna put that one there, and boy, I'm just a mess. This is definitely play with your food kind of meal, right? Okay, so I'm gonna make another one.
I don't know if you're gonna have enough cheese.
I know, look at all. So with the rice I made, the risotto, look at all the cheese and filling I've got.
You have enough cheese for 37.
Can you tell I've not made these before? I wasn't sure, so I just kind of was like, well, this seems right.
Maybe you just need to put in more.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe you go 3 cheeses.
Thank you from the gallery. Yeah, I appreciate all of your input.
Knowledge.
All your knowledge. Dropping some knowledge there, babe. Whoop, uh-oh.
Back off, pocket man.
I know. But what I'm most excited about is that they are seemingly coming together. Like that, again, I was a little anxious about this. It's funny, with the paella, I was anxious because of the sukara and just like everything, like just how it was gonna all cook and everything. But this is so far, I'm pleasantly pleased. We'll see how long that lasts. So I have number 2 made. And I think I'm going to, I'm going to do one more. Oh no, because we need the rest for my special ones. Yeah, so I'm going to make one more, and then I might make my version of ones. I might make them a little bit smaller. So that's maybe what I'll do. Okay, so I'm going to make.
You think you're going to have enough?
One more. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm putting different stuff in them. So. Okay. I love Cub's vote for confidence. Do you think you'll have enough? Love him. No, I do love him. So Hubs, what was your favorite thing that we had at dinner last night?
The Lagastinos in my dish were great.
So you can see, like that's about how much I put in.
So I had the Lagostino special, which was it was Lagastinos and clams and all kinds of stuff, all kinds of sweet, and then some all kinds of stuff over linguine.
And we had this amazing crudo.
Yeah, this crudo.
That I did send a picture. We did
crazy.
not take the other pictures because we got digging in, and we shouldn't have gotten digging in because the crudo was huge.
I know.
It could have served as an appetizer very easily.
I couldn't believe
6.
how much there was.
And yet, did we leave any? Because you really can't leave crudo because it's not
we
going to
ate it.
save. So we ate every bite on that huge
But we
plate.
did leave some of your meal, and then we left it there.
So I
not only
had
did we
this
leave it, but we
grouper,
left it.
and it was sautéed with tomatoes and olives, and
you got
there was this
pasta.
beautiful artichoke that was on top. Okay, so we've made 3 of the regular ones. So I'm going to go rinse, and then we left it there, and we asked for it to be put in a doggy bag, which they said sure, and then they never brought it back.
And we left.
And we left not thinking about it until we were on our way home because we were in Jersey. In fact, Barb, have you ever gone to Cafe Alla Lamberti? I'm not sure exactly where in Jersey you live, but that's in Cherry Hill. And all of a sudden, we're on the way to the city, back to the city, and we're like, oh no, the food. And I was really looking forward to having a little bit of it today. So friends, here are our 3 arancini. So these have the traditional filling. We're not going to dredge and breadcrumb them yet. We're going to do that after they have a chance to at least for a little bit dry out and chill in the fridge. And so that's supposed to help them stay together. So we are going to give that a try. So those are going in the fridge, uncovered, by the way.
What are the red strands?
The red strands are, yes, you might have missed that. The red strands are saffron.
Oh, saffron.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, okay.
Oh, wait. I saw you do that.
So, now I know you've been waiting with, so we have all this filling left. Do you want to taste the filling?
Yeah, sure.
That's good. Here you go.
Use it.
No, you gotta come over here. It is yummy. And put this in the fridge too. So I'll find another purpose for that. That actually would go great on like a shepherd's pie, kind of an Italian-y shepherd's pie.
Yeah, it
would. It would be delicious like that. All right, friends. So now we're going to make the version that Philly wanted to make. Now there's a couple things Philly loves. I love cheese, and I love basil pesto. So this is not homemade pesto. You can absolutely make homemade pesto. You can make homemade everything. But I did make homemade risotto. I did make a semi-homemade filling. I'm not making pesto today. I have made pesto before. And this Rana is a decent brand. Like I used their gnocchi for that Oktoberfest bratwurst dish that I did last week. I find that they have nice products. So I think I've had their pesto. I can't recall. So let me first taste the pesto. Matthew, welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining. Yes, Air Fry Sunday. Can he remember? Barb lives in the 5-star hotel, I've heard. No, but I'd love to go sometime. It's a great place. It's like their classic, their flagship, right? Wouldn't you say for Cafe Alla Lamberti? Oh, it's 2 hours. Yeah, that's a drive. That's a hike.
It's not worth 2 hours.
I've said it's not worth 2 hours. So, we'll always be honest, but it is very delicious. Hubs, when Phil asks if you want to taste something, try and sound more enthusiastic. FFS. You know what FFS means?
I do.
I actually love FFS. I wish that was something more commonly said here in the States because I think it's, how am I supposed to get this open? This thing is... No. I think, no, it's just this. Okay, it looks like you're twisting, but it's just cutting. So I'm going to cut. But anyways, yeah, Hubs, sound more enthusiastic. You have this lovely spouse who loves to cook, and you get to enjoy the cooking.
I am enthusiastic.
I don't know. I don't think our crowd thinks you're acting very enthusiastic.
I am incredibly enthusiastic.
I'm going to give a little taste test on a piece of cheese. Just to make sure it tastes good.
Yeah, nice excuse there.
Well, it's pretty good. I mean, mine's better, but it's pretty good. So this is what I want inside because I love basil pesto. Now, we have our risotto that has saffron, but you wouldn't need to add saffron. Like if I was just doing it this, I probably wouldn't even add the saffron. I would just leave it out. And I'm going to stuff it with, but I want to thicken this. So I want to stuff it with a mixture of pesto with some mascarpone. So this is mascarpone cheese. It's like a fancy cream cheese. just to kind of cream it up and thicken it up because, you know, like we want it to be decadent, right? So let me get a little jar. This is the one I was inspired. Let me check on my sauce, by the way, see how it's doing. My tomato sauce here. Looks good. Yep, I can turn that down. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just eyeballing this. I'm gonna take some of my mascarpone cheese. I'm probably going to, and again, I'm probably gonna have too much filling again, if I'm being honest. And I'm gonna do the same amount of pesto, although I might end up needing more. We'll just see. So let me do about the same amount of pesto, and then I'll see how that looks. Oh, that's perfect. So let me show you. So it just did equal parts pesto and mascarpone. You wouldn't have to do this. You could totally just do pesto. You could also just mix this with cream cheese. Like, you know, that wouldn't be terrible either. So, and you could, actually I'll leave this out because you could just drizzle, maybe we'll put this over top of a bed of the basil pesto. That might be pretty. And I have basil here, by the way, so that we can add some fresh basil to it. So this is gonna be the filling and then the cheese. So let's see how this works out. I'm gonna get another plate with another piece of parchment. I'm expecting we'll only get 2 out of this one. What are you doing, babe?
Okay.
He's awfully busy. So friends, this and the paella, those were foods that kind of, I just felt a little intimidated making, except for when I was young and unintimidated by anything apparently, but I just poked a piece of cheese in some risotto, so that was pretty easy. But what are the foods that intimidate you to make? And so I'm just curious, I have so many great foodies here. What are foods that you've never made because you feel a little bit, you're like, whoa, I just don't know if I could do that. So I would love to know like the foods that kind of do that to you. And now that paella is off my list, I'm super excited about that. While you're thinking and typing, I am going to wash my hands one more time because I just touched my hair, and I'm going to get my other arancini with the basil pesto creamy mixture and cheese. And I can't imagine much intimidates y'all because I just see you all cooking so much and so many wonderful things. And I'm so glad to see Archie making some pies again because I love it when you make your pies.
So pretty much everything intimidates me.
Everything.
Anything north of like a peanut butter and jelly.
There you go. And Barb, I don't think I realized Rayo's made pesto. I will look for that next time. Oh, Eugenia, wonderful. Oh, I'm so glad to have you on. Welcome to the stream. You and Matthew, and oh my gosh, we have a great crowd here today. And by the way, for anyone that is watching that is not coming on chat, I just want to thank you for watching and know that I appreciate you checking out this stream today. And Archie said he just stole food. I know, he's always stealing my food. And Archie said, watch the spare part, Phil. He's lurking around and stealing. Yes, DS, we need more videos. Absolutely. Okay, so I'm gonna get my hands wet again because that does help for sure, which is so weird because it does feel a little bit like when you put the risotto on it, the risotto itself feels a little moist, which makes you feel weird about adding more moisture, but it does seem to work.
So why are you supposed to do that? So it doesn't stick to your hand?
To your hands, yeah. And when Nona said it, the Nona in the video watch, you listen to Nona. So funny. I can't remember if it, because I watched quite a few videos. One of the ones, and it might have been one of the ones I listed below. I don't think it was the one I listed below. The Nona in that one looked really annoyed.
Oh, she was,
She looked really annoyed that her son was like taping her to
She just wanted him to shut up. It was
hysterical. I got the biggest kick out of that. So I'm going to put a pretty nice dollop, excuse me, a pretty nice dollop of the creamy pesto there. I'm of course going to put 2 pieces of cheese because, you know, you can never have enough cheese. And I'm going to top this.
I thought we were using mascarpone with that, or different.
It is in there. I already mixed it.
Oh,
that's what
right,
made it creamier.
Gotcha.
And oops, I see. And if you see, so like right here, I saw a little bit of ooze coming out. So just cover that up with some rice. In fact, I don't know if it was that one or the other one, where she was doing a great job making the arancina ball, and her grandson or son was like, I think it was grandson, says, Nona, there's some peeking out. You need to cover that. And she's like, she did not seem, I thought, oh, you have a lot of guts telling your Nona what to do. She's doing a great job.
So why on some of those videos were they, cones that they were making instead of, did you already talk about that?
I talked about that.
I wasn't listening.
Friends, he wasn't listening. See, you have proof. I have proof that Hubs doesn't listen to me.
That
was hysterical.
Like 40% of the time.
That was quite funny. All right. I'm a little worried these are going to ooze out, but we shall see, right? All right, so let me get my last one. Oh my gosh. That is my life. And I do ask him a lot too. So there's things that I forget. And we both agree that neither one of us listen well enough. We both have listening issues or problems, apparently. Okay, so I'm going to put some more in here. Did y'all tell me the foods that intimidate you? Let's see. DS says hello, Andy.
Hello, DS.
I need a cameraman, DS. Yes, you do. My mother, so Eugenia says, my mother and grandmother made fried chicken every Sunday of my childhood. Oh, that sounds phenomenal. I just can't bring myself to pull it off. You know what? I've never made fried chicken. I only get it out. I make a lot of chicken and I've breaded chicken, but I've never made fried chicken in a pan. I would never do it deep fried. I would do it the way I think a lot of people grew up. I don't know how it was with you, Eugenia, but I've seen a lot of videos of people, they just put lard or whatever in the pan and they pan fried it. I've never done that. But frying, as I think you guys know, frying kind of intimidates me a little bit, which is I've done a little bit of frying here. I fried the rice cakes for the sushi, the crispy rice cakes, and I fried the falafel when I was doing DS's recipe for air fried versus fried.
Did your mom or dad make
fried chicken? No. My dad didn't cook really. He grilled. He did a great job grilling, but that was what
my mom. No, my mom made fried chicken. Right.
She did make fried chicken.
She did.
Okay.
Yeah. It was great. My dad did fried fish. So then.
Oh, I remember you saying that. My mom fried fish.
The house would stink for 3
I loved
days,
fried
but
fish. When we lived in Ohio, we would go fishing up on Lake Erie, and we would get perch and walleye. But you'd get plentiful perch, which are these little fish, and she would get out the electric skillet, and she'd put Crisco in it, and she'd fry up a ton of them, and they were filleted, and they were just like. They were like chicken finger size, but fish. They were absolutely outstanding.
Do you remember
so good?
They were kind of like this, container. It was like it was called Fry Baby or Fry Daddy or something like that.
So we had that. She always used her electric skillet for the fish fry, but we did get a fry. We either got the Fry Daddy or the Fry Baby.
I don't remember I guess one was
and we
bigger
used
than
a little bit, but she never used it much. It was, I think, a Christmas present that just didn't get a lot of use. Because, honestly,
we didn't use it that much either. But I think my dad would do, I think he would do fish in there, I think. I don't know. Maybe.
So my aunt and uncle, they would fry stuff all the time when we come over, but they would just fry in a big pot. So they would deep fry. They would make fried homemade French fries. Phenomenal. And they would make homemade potato chips. And that's where I learned that you could just strain your oil and save your oil, and then because that gets expensive, so that you would save your oil. So what I'm going to do here, friends, is I have a little bit left, so I'm going to make a mini one, and I'm just going to put some cheese in it. So I'm going to do what I did back in the day when I was in Kiowa, so you can see that arancini can be very simple. So
I am just so happy that we didn't run out of cheese.
Or meat sauce. Okay, so what I did was I literally, and my friend helped me with it, we made these little balls. We did not do it the way Nona did it. We just made the balls. We made them, I think we got them pretty tight, and then we poked the cheese in and then covered it up. Again, this was just not knowing really what to do and just doing it your own way. So we just literally put cheese in there, and I might have put too much because this is a small one, but we're going to try because, cheese makes everything better. Oh, I think it's going to work. So this is going to be a tiny one, just with cheese. That can't be bad. As Ayn would say, you know, what does she say? She doesn't say that doesn't suck, because that's not what I would say.
Doesn't
But she says, how
suck.
bad could that be? Like whenever you're looking at good ingredients, that one's a little smaller there. How bad could that be? All right, so I'm going to, I'm going to get these in the fridge, and I don't think they need to be on their own plate. So I'm going to just share them with the other ones. Ooh. But I don't want to get them mixed up, so I'm going to keep them on their own parchment, if I can. Oh, this is probably not wise. Okay, I'm going to put this here, that there, and then I'm going to put the new ones with the little one. That's going to help us know that these are basil. Pesto, can you put that in the refrigerator so that continue while I tidy up a bit? Sure. All right, so those are going to chill just for a little bit more, and then we'll take out the ones, the not original ones, the traditional ones, the Sicilian ones, and we'll get them air fried. All right, so let's tidy a bit. I'm going to leave this out in case we want to use this on the plate. We plate everything up. And I'll talk to you about what we're going to be doing next.
Let me make you a glass of this stuff.
Oh, the last of the what's it called? Sangria. Oh, it's a little sad looking. I got to show Po this though. So this is some of my winter sangria. I know it's not winter yet, so I'll call it fall sangria. There's very little left, but I had opened, actually that would be better over there. I had opened a, what was that? That was a,
I don't know.
it was a Garnacha or a Rioja, like a Spanish wine. And I wanted something lighter, and it was tasty. It was one of those wines that's better with food that I didn't really love alone. And so, in any event, I decided after I had a couple glasses that I only semi-enjoyed, I decided that I was going to make it into a sangria, which is a great tip, by the way. If you ever have a wine that you're only so-so with, making it into a sangria really brings other flavors and can really make it much more enjoyable. And so I've done that countless times because I do not like throwing stuff away. I think it's my grandma in me, because she, you know, my grandma and grandpa lived during the Great Depression, and they just would never have thrown away something like that. So you find another way to repurpose it. So you could use it for cooking, because it wasn't that it was a bad wine. It just wasn't the kind of wine I wanted to sip on, if that makes sense. So yeah. So I just added, and I have if you look at the winter cocktails or the Christmas cocktails maybe, last year, oh honey, can you put ice in there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, lots of ice.
All right.
Thank you, babe. It's a red wine. It's not a really hearty red wine, like a lighter one, like a Pinot Noir, or just a table red wine, or one of the Spanish wines. So, but really, you could do anything, because you can if you're just not loving it, just try it. And then in this, I put in orange liqueur. I used, to get the little brandy aspect of it, I used what's the one? Grand Marnier. So I used Grand Marnier in it, and I added a little apple cider, and I sliced apples. I added orange slices, and I was out of cinnamon sticks. I cannot get cinnamon sticks right now, which is kind of driving me crazy.
Why is that?
I don't know. They just haven't had them at the store. So I need to get cinnamon sticks for the season. So cinnamon did not go in there. I put a little bit of cinnamon extract, which I had just to give a little cinnamon flavor, and I put in some whole cloves and star anise in there too. So, and then it's just after it sits. Oh my gosh, it is so good. Like I'm telling you, if you have a wine that you don't, you don't want it to taste bad, but if you have a wine that tastes bad, throw it out. But if you have a wine that you just aren't enjoying sipping on, make it into some sort of sangria. All right, let me put these away. And I'm gonna get the air fryer starting to warm up, because now we're gonna do some breading. Get some breading going. Now, one of the links below shows a creator that made arancini in the air fryer. So I really wanted to make sure to include that. And I'm gonna try his tip. He actually got them cooking first for a little bit before he added the oil spray to it. He sprayed the oil on it later. So I'm gonna try that. I watched another one where they sprayed it before, but he had done it before, and he was really talking about how he felt like that just gave him better texture and helped with the browning in a different way, waiting and getting them kind of going a little bit. So to get these ready to go, let me just put my cheese away. And let me get the ones that have been chilling, and that's these. Now, I wish these could have dried out a little bit more, but I will tell you, they have dried out a little bit, being in there even for a short while. They just don't feel quite as wet as they had felt. Now, I'm going to take a technique that I can't remember if it was him or someone else when he was breading it, and he put the breading in a bowl, which was a great idea because you kind of swirled the breading around it. So I have a bowl here. I'm going to put, now this is a mixture, I'm going to be real with you. This is a mixture that I had some, this one is Italian style from Elisi. The other one was Italian style from another brand. And then I didn't feel like it was quite enough, so I had some whole wheat panko that I ended up, kind of pounding out a little bit just because panko is a little bit bigger, and I really want the traditional size breadcrumbs. So I'm going to put these here so that I can literally swirl them around the ball, and I have more here if I need to. Now we're going to get some eggs. So one thing I thought was so interesting is that the street vendors don't use eggs to roll them in first before they put them in the breading. And the reason is because of the cost. So what they do is they make a mixture of flour and water, and they toss in that first, then the breading. So what we're going to do is we're going to do flour first, then we're going to do, I'm going to leave that there. We're going to do flour first, then we're going to do egg, and then we're going to do the breadcrumbs. So let me get the flour. I'm going to put the flour in here, and I'm going to get my egg. I'm going to use bowls. Honey, it's going to be a bowl day. We're going to have lots of bowls going on. Sorry that this is the only one. Actually, I'm going to move it. This is the only one that you're going to really be able to see. Get that going. Got some beautiful eggs. I don't think we'll need more. Oh, I need more than one. Let me get one more egg. So we have one from the local farm, and we're going to have one from Eggland's. So I usually get Eggland's Best or from my farmer's market that has these great local eggs. So all we're going to do is we're going to crack, there we go, that in here, and we're going to whisk it up. There we go. Look at, wait till I show you these two colors. Oh my goodness, that's funny. Look like two different color eyes. I don't know if you can see this. Can you see that? Those two eggs? Oh my gosh. That is farm fresh. Archie knows what that's like because he gets them from his girls all the time, right, Archie? There we go. I'm going to whisk this up. And you can see why the Nonas would use a little bit of egg in their mixture just to make it a little darker. Because when the Nonas are making for family, they weren't making the kind of amounts that you would make, on the street. So it still was cheaper than getting the saffron. So we've got that there. And then I'm going to fill this with some flour. There we go. So if you wanted to keep this gluten-free, you could, of course, they have gluten-free breadcrumbs now. And they also have gluten-free flour. So you could use a gluten-free flour for sure. There we go. So we have our stations all set up. We will do it in the flour, the egg, and the breadcrumbs, and we'll put it right back there. I have my air fryer preheating. I'm going to make sure and use one hand to get dirty, keep one hand clean. So I'm going to just bring this around in the flour. Take off any of the extra. I don't need it caked on. So we have, this was in the flour, then it's going to go in my egg. Then you put it in the breadcrumbs and you kind of swish it around like so, you see? There we go. There we go. That worked. All right. Oh, let's see. Okay, let's get this one going in the flour. Yeah, it doesn't really work as well in the flour, so I'm just going to toss Just want these fellas to stay together. Please stay together. Get some of the extra flour off. Get it into the egg.
How long do these take to cook?
About 10 minutes. I feel like that doesn't seem like a lot of time for the size, but that's what they said. So we shall see. We shall see. And get the breadcrumbs. Really is an effective method of getting a lot of the breadcrumb in. Okay, get the last bit. Beautiful. And one more. And then once these are, oops, once these are in, we will soon be getting the others. Oh, now you can see this is what happens. This is why you only use one hand. Otherwise, you have two hands that are all a mess like that. There we go. Okay. And I might, you know what? I'll add some more the next time. Okay. There we go. Actually, this all got covered. I must have had the better hand this way. I'm actually going to use my clean hand because that worked well. All right. That is a great method, by the way, for the breadcrumbs. I'm going to rinse off my claw flour hand that I have here from mixing. And then these are ready to go in. So as I said, I'm not going to spray them right away. I'm going to spray them, I don't know, like maybe 2 minutes into the cooking, okay? It's been preheated. I'm just going to take my basket. Here, I'll show y'all. I'm going to take my basket. I am going to spray a little bit of oil on the bottom. I'm going to use olive oil. You could use just a neutral, but I do want to use olive oil for this. Just get it sprayed on the bottom. Okay, I'm going to put these in my basket and pray they stay put. I'm not going to spray the tops. I'm going to try that tip that the one creator talked about. I put them in at 400 for 10 minutes. So I'm going to put it in for 5 minutes first and go in. I'm going to set my timer. I'm going to set my timer for 3 minutes. I'm going to give it 3 minutes before I spray. Because he didn't really say how much time. He just said let it go for a few minutes. Oops, that wasn't right. What did that do? 1 second, friends. Okay, timer. Huh. Okay, there we go. 3. Did you have a timer going, sweetie?
No.
Okay. All right, so now we are ready for our next ones. I'm going to wait a little bit though for that. So let me catch up on the chat. Let's see here. Oh, I gotta catch up on what you all said. Okay, so, oh my goodness, I absolutely missed a ton. So, oh my goodness, look at all this great chit-chatting. So we talked about fried fish. Andrew's been fishing a lot, Eugenia said, so we've been eating a lot of baked trout. Oh, that sounds delicious. And Edith said, yes, I cook goulash and paprikash, that's it. Oh, I love both of those. And paprikash is what I cook most often, but I have made Hungarian goulash before. I used to actually make it on Halloween when the kids were little because I felt like it sounded like goulash, like it sounded spooky. I know, kind of silly. I think I got that from Martha Stewart or something. And Archie said, fresh baked trout. What a pleasure. Eugenia, what's so jealous? And Eugenia's never had much exposure to Hungarian dishes. So my grandfather was German, my grandmother was Hungarian. And so, yeah, so we had a mixture of those kind of dishes growing up. And I loved those. Those are delicious. Very homey, like very, to me, that kind of food, like the paprikash is fall, winter, stick to your ribs kind of food. And Archie said, those arancini are almost as big as the wings, right? I knew you were going to say that. But remember, arancini mean little oranges. So they're supposed to be at the size of kind of like little oranges. And let's see, fish. You have a great supply in the freezer. You're very fortunate, Eugenia. I love that. And then Archie said garnacha is an underrated grape. It is. And the last garnacha I'd had, I loved. And we were trying to look for it, but we couldn't find it. So this was trying another one. And again, it's not that the one was bad. It wasn't, not all wine that I enjoy just sipping. And I wanted one for sipping. And that one would be more for like serving with a meal. And Eugenia says, oh, Amy, hey, how are you, Amy? How is school? I hope things are going well. What year are you? What year are you this year, Amy? I would love to know. And Eugenia says Grenache is my favorite. Yes, we have missed you, Amy. DS is exactly right. And by the way, for anyone that does not know, Amy is Archie's daughter. So she comes on. She's the one that got me to make paella, which I loved. Yes, good question, DS. What is your favorite food, Amy, that your dad makes, and do you cook? Or Amy, what's your favorite meal to cook also? And instant bloody noodles. Oh my gosh. Okay, so wait, let me spray. That's my little timer. Let me spray these first. I'm not going to show it to you because I don't think it's going to look that different being that quick in. So let me just get them sprayed.
What are you spraying them with?
Sorry?
What are you spraying them with?
The olive oil. The one creator said he waits till they get going a little bit before he sprays them with the olive oil. So I'm sending you to Ruby for a month. Yes, and Archie, or DS, I said the same thing to Archie. I would take Amy over here in a heartbeat. Let's see. I don't cook a lot, she said, but I love to experiment with instant ramen. Yes, and I've tried some experiments lately, Amy, that were delicious. Try cooking your ramen in milk, like the spicy stuff. That was so easy, and really, the creaminess because the starch coming out was phenomenal. Really enjoyed it. Oh, Eugenia, you had 4 teenage daughters. Oh, bless your heart. Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine. That's a lot of girls. And girls, I will say, like my sister has girls, and I have the 2 boys, so she has 2 girls, I have 2 boys. I often say, like once I think you get past the teenage years, like I totally expect that our girls would do a great job taking care of them when they get older. I don't know if either will take care of us. When we get older, we might be on our own. I'm just being honest with boys.
Yeah, but their girls were great.
Their girls were great.
Our boys were knuckleheads.
And Amy said, I swear by ramen, I eat it religiously, haha. Oh my gosh. And Arch said, crack the egg on Hub's head, Phil. That's what I should have done. That would have been great. Have you seen that? There's a hack where they actually crack it on them. So let me show you how it looks so far. So it is halfway done, which I'm not really sure it's going to be halfway done, but we shall see. So let me show you how it looks. So that's how they look so far. So apparently just 5 more minutes. Hubs is sipping my wine because
You're not.
Because he must take. He must always take. That is what the man does. You're what do you call it when you always like you take bets, like you're not a stealer, but it's kind of what you are. But
You're making me sound great.
No. Like if I make something, he'll be like, "What'd you make? Can I have some?" That's
a picker.
You. He's a picker. Okay. And a toddler at the same time, Eugenia says, barely survived. Yes, I can't even imagine. I give so many kudos to you, Eugenia. I did not realize. Yes, you are a warrior. Archie, that's an excellent term for what Eugenia pursued. Oh, Kathy, no, sorry you're late. Oh my gosh, welcome to the stream. I know I'm late welcoming you because I'm just catching up because I was doing a lot of hands-on. So catching up now. But Kathy, wonderful to have you on. We have a great crowd here today. And yes, Eugenia, I crave ramen constantly. I love ramen for a quick meal. And is that noise the air fryer or Hub's on defibrillator? Good question. DS says, oh yes, so I didn't realize you didn't know. So DS, when DJ asked me to do the arancini, he actually asked, because he knew I did the wings, he was wondering if I would try it in the air. Or he said, have you ever tried arancini in the air fryer? And I said, I've never made arancini because I forgot about the time when I was, I guess 30 or whatever, those years ago. And
would have been 30.
So yeah, and so
good math.
But I thought I loved the challenge of making them in the air fryer. So we're making them a little healthier, and we will let you know how they taste. Because just like I did with all the other things, I will always be honest with you guys. Yes, Kathy's getting all the love, and they are huge. That's overcook one and throw it at Hubs. It's a great idea, Arch. I love that.
She probably will.
And Amy said, I started college in September. Congratulations. So exciting. I'm doing business, IT, and psychology.
Excellent.
A-levels. I'm getting a lot of homework. I am sure you are. That is a lot.
Yeah.
That is a lot on your plate. Oh, Amy, that's exciting. Archie, well done. Well done. And
She got all-
Eugenia said, I'm not still sure exactly how British schools work. I just know that Andrew's brother is a professor at Lancaster University.
Wow.
Wonderful. What were we going to say?
No, it was just so that Amy got all the brains.
Mm-hmm. Did you hear that? Did you hear that, Archie? All right, so these are going to be done soon. We are going to get started on our, my version, Philly's version, with the mascarpone and the basil pesto. So let me get out. Oh, they smell so good. Do they not smell good, sweetie? Can you smell that?
I do smell
my
that.
gosh.
They smell great.
They smell amazing. Truly. They really, really, they smell very good. Let me throw this away.
So you're going to cook the, I would assume you're going to cook the smaller one less?
Yeah, I'll just take it out sooner. Actually, I would, you know what? I might not, just to see if giving it longer, if it gives it crispier outside. I'll do a little test on this one and let this one go the same and see if indeed we maybe should have cooked them longer. So we'll see. I won't take these out unless it really seems like they look done. Okay, because remember, everything's cooked in there. It's just a matter of it warming up, and we want that cheese pull. We want the cheese melted. So I'm going to use my one hand again. And these did dry up a little bit, so that's good. I'm going to try that little method. It does work a little bit, the flour. Get off the extra flour, the excess flour, not extra. Dip it in the egg. Uh-oh. I felt like maybe there was a side that might come out of there. Oh, and I want to put a little bit more breadcrumbs in here. Just so we have plenty. Okay. Just a smidge more. All right. I'm going to roll this guy around. It's not really flipping like it did before, so I'm going to have to flip it myself. There we go. All right. That one's good. Let's get this one. This is great. So which ones are you more excited about, friends? Are you more excited about the traditional Sicilian, or are you more excited about the basil mozzarella cheese with the mascarpone to make it creamy? I'm just curious.
Traditional.
You're excited about the traditional, babe?
Yes.
Yes. How about you guys? Let me know, traditional or basil pesto? I'm just curious. Love to know what camp you're in. All right, there we go. Oh, very nice. These just look, honestly, the biggest thrill for me is that they are staying together. We'll see if that stays that way as they cook. But remember, that was one of my biggest fears, so just thrilled with that. Let me take a quick peek. I'll leave this claw hand and see how they are. Oh, wow. Well, I gotta take you over. I do think visually they look like they're done. I might need your help, babe.
Okay.
1 second. 1 second, friends. Okay, let me bring you over. Look at this. Look at those. Look how beautifully brown they got. Very nice.
Remember to tap them?
Why don't you get like a knife to tap them? Not to dig into them, but kind of like see if they are crispy. Yeah, pretty crispy. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you. Hubs is tapping me now. Okay, he can stop tapping. Can you flip this ledge here, babe?
What?
Can you
What?
open this little ledge here so that I can put this in? See this right here? Thank you. Thank you. Sorry for the car sickness, friends. And then I'm going to actually put these on this plate. Let me get the plate warm first. Actually, put that in. Can you just close that up for a second? You know, the whole hack of warming a plate in the microwave, I'm putting my plate in for 1 minute to get it warm, and then I'm going to put them on and let them sit in there, because I also know that with cheese, you know, let's just say some of the core of that cheese isn't melted yet. Just sitting there, letting all that heat kind of go all around, that can help that cheese get to the meltiness we want, even if we don't have it actively being used in there. So I had them close it. Actually, let's just have it go for a second. We're not going to put any extra time because it's going to be done in 30 seconds, but then we'll put them right from the hot air fryer onto the warm plate. I'll put it in my microwave. You know, one of the best places you can keep things warm is in your microwave because it's insulated. especially if you warm up your plate. It already creates a little bit of a warm atmosphere. It's a great warming oven without like actually putting active warmth in it. So this is done. I'm gonna go over. Oh! Well, that was really hot. So if you do it for a minute, I've never done it where I burn myself, but I burn myself a little bit. Thank goodness I have asbestos hands. Wow, that was a little toasty. Now I'm going to use my asbestos hands and use my hands to just put them on here. That is just how I roll. And frankly, they can't feel anything now anyway because I burned them on the plate. So, oh, this is what happens. And so the more you cook, the more you lose feeling in your limbs, which is great. So
you think they're done? Are they supposed to be a little bit darker than that? Or
everyone said 10 minutes. So you can tell Hubs is skeptical. Excuse me.
A little skeptical.
I know. It wouldn't be you if it wasn't skeptical, babe, right?
Well, I'm just,
So I'm going to
There's
continue.
some pretty large ones.
I'm going to continue
Jeez,
that
you just kind of
preheating.
belted me out of the way there.
He's oblivious. Have you ever noticed that Hubs is oblivious in the kitchen? Like he knows me, he knows what I'm doing, and he just kind of goes, doo doo doo.
You just elbowed me out of the way.
Oh, but I elbowed you with love.
Yeah.
All right. So this one has been sitting in the egg, the poor guy, and this is like paste on my fingers now. It cracks me up. Oh, I got flour all over. And we're going to do our little method. Very good. I have something hanging on this one. I don't know what that was. Look at this. I just got to show you. What is this? That's some egg. I snorted. Whoops. All right. So put that there. Oh, my one hand is really warm. That did not feel good. Okay, let me get the paste off my fingers. And I'll put these in. And again, I'll have these go for 3 minutes before I spray them. And then we'll spray them. Now, I will say, I'm using the air fryer for 2 reasons. The first is I don't want to deal with the mess of frying. The second reason is I want them to be done in a healthier way that I would enjoy more, meaning that it would make me more likely to fix them because it is messy deep frying and it isn't very healthy, and I don't mind going someplace and ordering something deep fried, but making that myself at home, I don't tend to do it. I'm just being honest. So the idea of trying these and seeing if they're worth making, because it's a couple of steps, making the risotto, making the ragu and all that kind of stuff. It takes a little bit. But if they're really good and then they're not as caloric being deep fried, I'm very excited about that. So I'm going to put these in now, just in the basket. I'm not spraying them yet. Just getting these put in. The little one will get to cook longer, so we'll kind of get that as a test, actually. Bless you.
Thank you. I turned off my microphone before you did that.
Oh, that was sweet of you, babe. Whoop, wait a second. Oh, my finger is, my one hand is it's my index, it's my middle finger. It is so sore right now. Bless you. I think I might need to get a little piece of ice, if I'm being honest. Let me get a little ice, just wipe off some of these crumbs, and we can put this right back on. In fact, I'll need to get this warmed up, but I will use mitts next time so I don't burn my hand again. Oh my goodness. That was one of the very not bright things that I've done lately. I don't know that I've done something that stupid in a long time. So let's see here. My Andrew says he figures it's safest if he stays out of the kitchen. Oh, I get that. Although I will say, Eugenia, what I really love about Hubs is he's such a great dishwasher that I try to be kind, mostly kind, because I do appreciate him helping with the messes.
I try to suck up after
Get the spare part. Yeah, I should have had
elbowing me in the ribs.
And you're right, Archie. I should have had Hubs handle the hot stuff. That would have been fun. I think the plate would have broken. That's my guess. Archie, you are so bad. Thank you, DS. I don't know how great a TV it is, but we have fun here. And I wouldn't have half as much fun, even 10% as much fun, if you guys weren't all here. So I really appreciate you joining me on this excursion. I know, eat it. I'm with you. I wish we could just have this conversation live. I wish I didn't have to read it, and I could just hear you all chit-chatting. That is, to me, the next level. I don't know who's going to figure it out, but you know someone's going to figure that out, a way. Oh, there's got to be a way. I mean, I don't know.
It would be too chaotic.
I don't know. So then Arch said, we have a great giggle here. So glad you could join us. We do eat it. We really have a great giggle. It's a lot of wonderful personalities, a lot of great cooking know-how that joins this chat, people that have been cooking for years. So if you ever have any questions, if I can't answer it, I'm confident that someone here can. And I realized I forgot to go spray. I didn't set my timer like I should. Always set timers, because you will always forget, like I just forgot. So I'm going to go spray these. So I'm just spraying them like I did the other ones, just a little bit later. There we go. Oops, this one needs to move over just a tad. He's crowding. Okay. My finger's still sore, so I'm going to get my little piece of ice. And let's see here. It is a fun group. Everyone's fun except Hubs. Guess who said that? Hubs.
Maybe Archie.
Maybe Archie. Next year I will, Eugenia says, next year I'll get my Pioneer fishing license, so we'll have lots of trout. That sounds wonderful.
I love trout.
He said, I wouldn't mind if he did dishes, but he just creates dirty ones. Oh, then that is a problem, Eugenia. I hear you. So I'm going to get our plates ready for the tasting. So this one is where the other ones are going to go. In fact, let me get this warmed up.
Do we have to wait, or are we going to have like...
We're going to be doing them one at a time.
Okay.
So let me get this one warmed. There we go. And I'm going to plate it. And remember, these are the traditional ones. So what I would do, now I was reading a little bit about, in Sicily, you would get this probably in some sort of cone or wrapped up just to eat as is. That's how you would eat it. But in the American restaurants, we like to look fancy. So what they would do is they would put some sauce down on the plate. You get some Parmigiano Reggiano. I've been using all of that other stuff I bought, so I still have this big thing, and I still haven't even gotten to it because I have so many other random cheeses, rinds to use from all my Parmigiano Reggiano. And what I'm going to do before I put one on, so here's our sauced plate. Turn that off. I'm actually going to just put a little bit of cheese on the plate. Whoopsie. Watch that. On the plate and on the sauce. We'll put a little bit more on in a minute. I'm going to take a little bit of basil. Put that right there. I'm going to take, let's try this one. All right. Hubs.
Yep.
Will you get some forks out and wait for me here a second while, let me see here. Oh, these look good, but they definitely need more brown. Okay, let me get them back in. And I'll be right there. And where's your phone? Because I'm going to take a quick picture of this while you're waiting.
It's over on the couch.
Can you take a look at the chat and see what I've missed?
Okay, I got you. Well, Archie is getting me.
Of course he is.
Goes, Andrew can fill a sink with a, oh yeah, we already got there. No, I like this. Andrew can fill a sink with dishes making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. He's an artist, Eugenia, don't knock it. That looks absolutely incredible, Phil.
Can you scooch over?
Hubs, don't you wish you were sick?
All right, so I'm going to put a little
Probably
more.
shouldn't have read that one.
I'm going to put a little more cheese on top. So first thing we're going to do, you might move your glasses.
Sorry.
First thing we're going to do is we're going to try this, and we are going to see if that indeed did cook it long enough. So I'm going to get a nice knife. You're going to wait a sec. I'm going to get a nice knife. You know, he's always like, let's go. Oh, I don't know if you can hear that. It is crispy on the outside. Let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, I don't know that I have cheese pull, but it definitely looks good. Let me show you, friends. Let me put it up. Okay. Oh, it is warm inside.
Go a little bit longer.
It is quite warm inside, though.
You could go like another 2 minutes, right?
And there is steam coming up from the inside, I will say. All right, so let's give this traditional one a taste.
So you're going to take that one?
I am.
Because that one has all the cheese.
Right. Mmm. Oh, that's delicious. The cheese is not as melty as I would like. So I agree. You've got to have cheese because I only have one here. So there must be cheese over there. I would do it for maybe, okay.
There's a little cheese pull.
I would do it for 2 more minutes. There is some pull. Mmm. It's like a meal.
Very good.
But it's with the meat sauce, it's very filling.
Very tasty.
Plus,
like the peas.
Yeah, the peas I never would have put in. And then I think there's a reason they put peas in. I don't really remember why. The peas were a surprise to me, actually.
No, it's a good, for whatever reason, it fits.
It works. And I think part of why they seem so filling is, and you see it in the technique, is you really push together that ball so it's very dense. So it's like solid, you know. Mmm.
Yeah, that's good.
Really nice. So now
2 more minutes.
Now I will say that I bet you, if it was fried, the outside would be a little crispier.
Right.
Maybe a little browner all over. But
yeah.
But a lot of us don't want to fry all the time, you know, and
it's messy, and do you really?
It's messy. Adds more calories.
Right. And I think if you cooked it for a little bit longer,
I agree. I'll do this one longer.
It'd be crispier.
And so I feel like inherently, if you want your family to enjoy this more, I think doing it in an air fryer or even in your oven, if you did it in your oven and if you have convection, remember convection is very similar to an air fryer. It doesn't have as much of the air moving across it as quick as an air fryer. It still mimics it. So that's another way to try it.
I guess you couldn't put those back in, right?
I could.
Why not?
The other ones are in first.
Why not?
Well, I'll put them in when I put these in for 2 more minutes.
Okay.
Okay. But very good. What I like is that, to me, like I know in American restaurants we serve this as like an appetizer. Like one is plenty big. I mean, it's big. But to me, like I think like how we would do it, I would make these and have a salad on the side and that'd be my meal. Because they're filling. Like it's, you know. And the risotto is nice.
They're great.
Yeah, I probably just would have liked a little more cheese pull. That would be my only change. All right, so the first one's down. The other ones will be ready soon. When the other ones are done, what we're going to do is we are going to, let me bring you over there. We are going to check them out, but I'm going to cook them for 2 more minutes just to ensure, whoopsie, sorry friends. Oh my goodness, just to ensure the cheese pull. So see, it's done. Let's take a look. Ooh, nice. Look at that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I need my plate. Let me get my plate. 1 second. We have our dirty dishes. There it is. Now let's make sure. See how hot it is. Not too bad. Okay. I'm going to bring this out. Now I'm going to use my asbestos hands. I don't recommend this. Don't do this at home, friends. I'm going to put these here. I'm going to put my little basil. Oh, wait, no, I'm not doing that. Shoot, that's right. I'm putting them all back in. That's right. Those are super hot. I forgot what I was going to do. Okay, I'm going to put my basil here, so I know it's going to get fried, but I'm going to put it here so I remember that these are my basil pesto ones. Okay, so my basil pesto ones are here. Lift that up and put that down. And then those are the traditional ones. All right, let's put this back up. So we all know what we're doing. Let's see. There we go. Okay, get these in for 2 more minutes. Let's see. Now these, one thing you could do is you could freeze these. totally could freeze these. I was reading what is recommended if you freeze them is to let them defrost before you cook them, because think about that core is frozen. So we are going to try this little fella. Do you want to come and try this one, babe? This little mini guy. Let's put a little sauce here for the mini guy. This isn't like a, he's kind of our fun little one. So I actually might put a little sauce on top of him too. I'm going to dress him up a little bit. We're going to get him all saucy. Right? Let me put, you're actually, I thought that was going to be really hot. I'm surprised you got that.
Yeah, it's fine.
You can just put that over there right now. All right, so what I did was I covered this in copious amounts of sauce. There's your fork, there's my fork. This is just the plain old cheese one. Do you mind putting water on that? I'm gonna get some Parmesan Reggiano on it. There we go. This is just plain cheese. So if you want to go super simple, like I did in Kiowa, you could just literally, shove some cheese in there. See how that looks. Oh, looks cheesy. Okay, wait, baby. He is so, what's the word? You do not waste a minute. Thank goodness I'm here, friends. He would have gobbled that up. So it's just cheesy inside. Remember, there's no filling except for some mozzarella cheese. All right, babe.
Now I'm allowed?
Now you're allowed. You're funny. Your mama, she had to have really been on her toes with you. Right? Is it hot?
Right.
Is it hot? Pretty hot? Too hot?
A little bit.
Oh, that's hot.
Oh, it's good. Very
Ooh.
good.
That's hot.
Tasty.
That is tasty. Just very normal.
I mean, how can you go wrong with
right.
risotto and...
And frankly, if you have kiddos, they might like it best that way anyway, right? Because it's just super simple. It's rice and cheese. They might even want sauce, depending on if they're fussy. So that's just super simple. We're just giving an excuse to eat in front of you. I apologize, friends. I wish I could have you all eat this, but I want to wait till the one that I did, the basil mascarpone, the basil pesto mascarpone with mozzarella arancini.
It's easy for you to say.
I know. Very good though. And I feel like sometimes we just see this in American restaurants too. Mm-hmm. Just stuff with cheese. And if I was doing that, I might actually put fresh mozzarella in there.
Oh, that was hot.
Is that hot?
Oh my.
He got his. So Eugenia was saying, I'm terrible. I have a countertop fryer and an air fryer and use both. No, that's not terrible, Eugenia. It's so wonderful you have those. I know. I need to focus. Yes. Have you noticed how he appears from nowhere when it's time to eat? Absolutely, Archie. That's exactly what happens. And he is an impatient. Impatient was the word I was looking for. So friends, while we're waiting for the other ones to be done, coming up this week is Philly Try or Buy. So as any of you don't know, it's when we try takeout from a place in the city and we order some foods that are recommended and we give you our honest opinion. So I don't know if you'll be there though Thursday, right? Thursday? So he will let me know.
No, I will not be there
But
Thursday.
it's called Zigzags.
It's poker night.
Oh, it is poker night. So I might change the date. We have to figure out our schedule. So I'll either change the date or still have it Thursday. I'll see if the little one, Matt, wants to come over. It's barbecue, and I'm so excited to try it because we've had some barbecue. We went to a barbecue place in Fishtown, and it's called Fetsau, and it was very good. But I still don't feel like I found the barbecue that I'm going to be craving in the city yet. So I'm very excited to try Zigzag. That's Thursday at 6 p.m. If the schedule changes, I will post about it on Twitter, Instagram, and on my community page here for YouTube. So if you're not following any of those places and you're on those, please make sure and find me and follow me to stay in the loop about everything. So that's coming up Thursday. And ding, ding, it is ready. It is time. So I'm going to take his fork off. I'm going to wash my knife because I don't want all the redness with the basil pesto. So let me just get this knife cleaned off. 1 second, friends. Now this is the one that has my name written all over it. This is very much the kind of thing I would love. Oh, these are gorgeous. These are gorgeous. So what is nicer, and I'll bring it over so you can see, is they are definitely browner. So that's a plus. So again, this was going 12 minutes instead of 10 minutes. So if you did 12 minutes, they are browner. So I will have to say I would stick to 12 minutes at 400.
Oh, yeah.
So I will make that adjustment in my notes. In the description is I will recommend 12 minutes at 400. We know that the ones with the basil leaves are the ones I'm looking for. And so for a serving idea, what I'm going to do is I'm going to smear a little bit of my basil pesto at the bottom because you can never have too much pesto. I'm going to grate a little bit of cheese. Hubs, will you come over here because I'm going to be taking a picture in a second with your phone. Right over here.
Just want you to know the Eagles are on, so that's why I'm...
We are almost done, love. His Eagles, and I don't just say his Eagles, my Eagles too, they are on, so he's anxious for that. So let me use my asbestos hands, put that on top, and get a little more. I'll be borrowing your phone, okay?
I know, I've got the picture all ready for you.
Thank you, sweetie. I'm going to get a little bit of basil. I'm going to put these over here. Let me get another little, 1 second, let me get another little basil leaf. Find a pretty one. There we go. Presentation is everything, right? Oops, that's a little breading. So there we are, friends. So there is our one that's filled with mascarpone, basil pesto, and mozzarella cheese. And I will be right back. So what is everyone saying, sweetie?
I'm going to not say what Archie said, but Eugenia said, I'm not sure how much longer I'll be on Twitter. I have a big mouth and a little tolerance for idiots, so it's not working for me. And Barbara said they look perfect. Archie said about time he did something right. Congratulations to your Phillies. Since I'm an East Coast person, I will cheer them on. That was from the food plane.
That's DS.
That's DS.
Yes. 1 second. I'm just going to wipe this off here, babe, for us.
And
thank you, DS. We appreciate.
Said, fabulous, Phil.
We appreciate.
We
appreciate all good vibes for our Phils. They are a fun team to watch. They have a lot of fun together, which we enjoy. All right. So I'm going to cut this in half. And ooh, can you hear that? That is definitely crispier. Going that extra 2 minutes. Oh my goodness. And the cheese is definitely melty. Let me show y'all. See? There is some melty. Let me just show you so you can see. There is some melty pull there. See that? Yes, that's what we're looking for. So 12 minutes, 400. All right, this is going to be a little hot, babe.
Okay, you go first then.
Right, but like, you know, I'm going to let it cool a second too. So I'm excited to try this one. I just love pesto. I love basil garlic cheese, like basil garlic cheese olive oil. I mean, like, what's wrong with that? That is just outstanding. It just looks really hot.
Mm. Well,
12 minutes, 400. Again, I will put this down below.
Yeah, this is better from the...
Woo! Woo!
Oh, it's good. Good pesto. You said that's store-bought, huh?
Mm-hmm. For being store-bought.
Yeah.
Rana is not bad. That is good. Totally different. Like the same concept, and you still taste the crunchiness and the risotto.
Listen to that.
I know. But it just has a totally different take and feel. To me, just for me, this seems more appetizer-y, and the other one is more like entree. Like, you know, have some with some salad, or I don't know, like that, just like, it's so much more filling. This is, I mean, really, it's not like there's that much less in this, but it just has a different vibe. So good.
It is good.
And I don't think you have to make it creamy with the mascarpone. I had mascarpone, and so I thought, why not? But you could use cream cheese, but you could just do basil, pesto too. It wouldn't have to have the mascarpone, but I like it.
Very good.
I think it's really good. Of course, what's not good about it, you know? Yum! Well, friends, the first thing, you can do arancini in your air fryer. Once you make them, the size I made them, preheat 400, cook for 12 minutes, spray oil maybe after 2 minutes, and then cook for 10 minutes. That's an easy way to remember it. That's how I'll put it down. They do stick together if you follow the method. These are methods that nonas all over have been doing, and again, the clips are down below. Some of the ones that I saw the method and saw kind of what they put in there. You could make a homemade ragu, or you can use a really good marinara and then add some meat to it. You can keep meat out of it. Like, you can really make it to your family's liking.
Yep.
And mix it up. They have apparently just so many different kinds. So I think that's the fun part, is also making and mixing up to your family's likes. But this was so fun, and I appreciate everyone who came on. So many people that I'm worried I'm going to forget everybody, so I'm going to try to name everyone.
Yeah, you're going to forget.
But thank you all for coming. And Eugenia, I don't know if I said this or not, but with the whole Twitter thing, just, you know, like, again, we can communicate through the YouTube community page, and think about doing Instagram. I find Instagram a lovely place. I spend my time saving so many recipes of delicious food and reels and dog videos. So, and Barb, I'm not sure if you're on Instagram, but the dog videos are
We're
wonderful.
locked up.
Uh-oh, wonder why I'm locked up. All right, friends, so I'm going to end it because I'm not sure quite what's happening, but from our place to yours until we eat again. Bye, friends. I don't know why it locked up, but bye, friends.
Bye. It just did. So it wasn't.